but if I leave it while it's almost dry,
Hmm.
it actually works and does it.
We're
So
live.
just
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Mystic.
ahoy, hoy, Mystic. Hiya, Jeff.
We're going to watch Digger do some work.
Yeah, I'm actually doing something, guys, for once.
No.
Actually, I'll just set that up on there. I'm actually doing some work on this. It's an Atlas building. It's called the Middlesex Manufacturing Company. But
Who makes it? Atlas?
yeah, Atlas. But
I
I
didn't,
put it on as Northern Textiles. You'll see a few windows missing.
I
That's
didn't know
because
Atlas made buildings.
I didn't till I saw this in the shop. It was in the new shop. I bought it a couple of years ago when the shop first opened, just while the showstopper were coming and going. Some of the windows have fallen out. I've got those here to put in. Well, I've been handling it. One or two
So
things.
you don't have any floors in there.
Not at the moment. I have nothing in there. It's just an empty shell. But I am going to put some stuff. Gus Hadley, good to see you, my friend.
Hi, Gus. How you doing?
How you doing, Jeff? I'm Mystic. Good to see you. So with this one, I tried acrylics, and I was having little to no success because the bricks on this one are very, very tiny in comparison, and the etching on the print, they're not very deep at all. They're less than half a millimeter deep. I'd say they're about 400 microns deep. They're not a millimeter deep like you can get on the Walthers and stuff.
All right.
So it's a bit of a devil's job to try and get it. So what I did eventually, enamels, I don't like working in them, and I do, I've got to sort of go along with it. But I got this one some time ago. It's an AK enamel. It's called Dust Effects.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a good colour. That's the colour of it, and it's like a dirty off whitey grey colour, and so that actually makes a good mortar. And I've
I
put
think
it.
I have that. Hi,
It's
Dwight.
good. Hiya, Dwight. Good to see you, mate. So I've put some in there. I have a little glass stopper here. That's a glass stopper. I think it were off Ron's perfume or something like that. But it's like a hollow lid. So I have some blue tack under. So it sits on an angle. It sits like this on the bench.
What's up, Jason?
Hiya, Jason Train. Pretty good to see you, mate. And I've just been using that and just allowing capillary action. And I'll show you the capillary on it in a sec.
So did you? It's already thin. You didn't thin it down, right?
It is thin, but not thin enough for what I wanted. So I used the dropper. I haven't been precise.
Right.
I got some of this stuff in there, and then I put a few drops of the airbrush thinners. Now you can use your own thinners and white spirit,
Right.
but this is AK, what they recommend. So I've used this purely and simply because it was available to me to use.
Yeah. Cool.
It's the same stuff, but you can use white spirit quite happily and get away with it. So, like I say, I'll just show everyone. You'll see the white blotches there near the windows. That's purely and simply where I put the paintbrush. It sometimes leaves a small pool. If I try and remove it, wipe it straight away, it smudges everywhere. You can sometimes reabsorb it with a brush, but it's very, very tedious. I wait for it to dry a bit, then remove it with a Q-tip. And I have been at this now. What time are we on now? It's 8:20 now. I started this about 10 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
I've done nothing but this. So I've got
You've
10
been at
hours.
that all day, just about.
Yep. Like I say, it's been
On and off.
Steve's been in and out. Ron's been in and out.
Yeah.
And so I've had very little to do in the house or anything, only this. Made myself a
Hey,
couple of bricks. Steve's made me a couple, but I'm getting somewhere with it. And it's wanted doing for a long time. It's been sat on the layout looking at me, you know, wanting doing. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Like I say, one or two things have happened as I've been handling it.
what's up?
The flue came off the front, and a couple of windows have fallen out. I've saved all the windows and stuff. When I've done the job real
Oh, they just pop in or the pop in kind.
yeah, we'll fix all those back in. And I have actually been talking to Justin Noble at Scale Model Scenery. Now, we've been talking about interiors, not just for big buildings like this, but for smaller buildings. I'd like to do that, Jason. I may well do something on those lines. Yes, I may well do. But excuse me, I've been speaking to Justin, and he is going to make some laser cut stuff, either laser board or cord or even ply, that we can build, and it's going to be a rectangle with a lid, sides, and that you can put on or put off. It's up to yourself. And you can make a room interior, put lights in the top of that, and put it on the inside of the building and stick it
Oh
to the
yeah.
front or to the back or whatever. So you don't have to put a full floor in, and people are trying to, you've got to entertain everybody who looks in each window with a different piece of machinery or something. You can put rooms. I mean, you can put rooms next to each other so that there's something going on all the way along. When you can do it around the back and sides, but it's going to be ideal for those sky rises I've got. You know, the high rise buildings, because you can put a
Yeah.
view from the side and a view from the front in the same room type of deal.
That
So
sounds like it'd be pretty. I think it would be easier to do than actually do a floor with all different stuff in it.
yeah, well, I was thinking a floor this size, and it's going to be a textile mill, or it was. I'd have to put a lot of looms in the bottom and a lot of creelers in the top and spinners and all kinds of stuff, and the coating room and everything, to make it into a weaving shed, or even to be like there's a building in Blackburn called Osprey Fabrics. It's very similar, an imperial mill,
Very good.
and they have
I
flat
can't.
roofs.
I
Not
can't
more
get
flat.
over how big that is.
I saw it on the shelf at the model train shop
I'm
down
like,
in town. Hello, Deep Run. And I thought it was $55 at the time, a couple of years ago. So I bought it because I knew it looked good. It looked promising on the lid. So I brought it all home, and it didn't take long to build, to be honest, but it was a bit fiddly in places, and it didn't like to stick. It kept coming loose, the
yeah.
joints and stuff. I didn't do too much to it. I added the ladders, the HVAC on the top there. I've not really added anything around the back. I've put the signs on the front and some of the signs that came with that, and the Northern Textiles on this side as well. That's one of those painted on type of deals. But I've managed to get the mortar lines to run behind the transfer, believe it or not.
Really?
Just about see them there.
Man, so I can't see them. It's how it just happened.
I got some stuff on the brush, and I held it at the top of right at the very top of the transfer, and it started spreading out capillary, and then I noticed some of it going behind.
Wow.
And I've got lucky with that, because I did use the softener and the stiff brush to push it down into the brick joints, so it hasn't gone anywhere. that are everywhere, but it has gone in a lot of the places behind there. So I've just been waiting for this little bit to start drying off a bit. I can brush them off, and you can see like this is the lift shaft, and you can see there I've done you can actually see where I've actually been rubbing the blobs away, and it doesn't look brilliant because it looks patchy and streaky, and so does that in the corner. But the overall effect when it's done, and I'll put some more dirt on it and rain streaks and stuff, the overall effect will I'm sure it'll look all right.
So I got a question for you. I noticed like the bricks are different colors. Is that on purpose?
Yes. Yes, I've done where I can, and just to mix it up because there's nothing uniform. Hello, Wicked Insanity. There's nothing uniform about these. I mean, they did get fancy with the brickwork around the top. It'll have been built in the Victorian era when they were being fancy. You know, like when New York were being, a lot of the brick buildings in New York, they were being fancy. And in Philly, a lot of the buildings are so ornamental along the tops, aren't they?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful work that you often don't see it. But that were a sign of the wealth of the mill owner and a sign of the wealth of when he were building the houses around there for the workers. That were a sign of his wealth and benevolence, although they weren't always very benevolent. They just did it to look good, you know, and they did some beautiful architecture, you know.
What's up, Kaufman?
Yeah, Digger with Sunlight. I've pulled the curtain, but these aren't my blackout curtains. These are just very thin summer curtains to kind of keep the glow off. Ron's up at the farm with the dogs at the moment. So I'm gonna get a new Q-tip. Cotton buds they call them here. I got some from a cheaper company, and they don't work. They were bamboo sticks. I'd advise everybody not to bother. I thought I'm being environmentally friendly because these are paper sticks. You know? The bloody things just fall apart. The ones with the bamboo sticks, they just come off.
Yeah.
The cotton just comes off the end as soon as you touch something with it. Now you imagine you're cleaning the outside of your ear, you know, around there.
Yeah, it's those cheap ones aren't worth the money.
No, not with a halfpenny, not with a red cent, because they just fall apart. You can't use them for anything, and God forbid somebody cleaning their ear or something and it falls off in there. You got to get the doctor to get it out.
Yeah.
Wanted, where they had a group of assassins that did jobs based off a textile. Oh, cool! I've not seen that. Not seen that. So hopefully these what I call blobs are going to come off. We can't. I'll see if I can. Yeah, they're coming off easy enough. It's a bit like chalk, to be honest. You know, the way it comes off.
And you don't have nothing on the Q-tip, right?
No, nothing at all. To be honest, I've experimented most of yesterday. I was trying acrylics, different tones of acrylics. I got a colour I was satisfied using the Life Colours Dust Mark 1 with a few bits of grey in it from VMS, and I got a lovely colour, but I so much struggled with getting it to follow the brick pattern because it's not very deep. And enamels are always better for capillary action, but I don't always like using them for some reason. I don't know. I've got used to the acrylics that much now, and so it ended up. I was using acrylic thinners and trying water not as a carrier, as a thinner, but water to help with the capillary, and it just wasn't having it. And so I kind of gave up and thinned down a mix with this stuff. dust effects, which is it is an enamel. And the thing with that is, as it is, it's quite thin, but still a bit too thick for the capillary. And like I say, this is smooth. You can hardly feel the brickwork on it,
Right.
you know. And so it's been a tough old job to get it to run around in the brickwork. So I've had to thin it and thin it and thin it, which when it dries a lot paler than what it is. Hello, James. It dries a lot paler than what it is when it goes on. So I've got rid of most of the blobs there, and you see some different tones in the brick and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it is looking. Yeah, I'm saying I'm happy. I'm happy now. I've a million and one thing. I even tried the weathering pencils, the
Yeah.
concrete colour and stuff, and I didn't get any joy with that.
Yeah. It's too much work. This is easier, right?
A lot easier with this, and I can still go around with powders after and do whatever. The other thing, I got this light, really good, really bright, 3 or 4 different functions. I cannot get a bog standard light no matter where I look. eBay, Amazon, anywhere. I can't get a standard light with a light bulb anymore. It's LEDs or nothing. I won't do that on this mill because that's not something that happened on mills around here or in they were practical and they had so many windows purely and simply to let as much daylight in as possible.
Yeah. They needed light in those buildings. They weren't going to block them.
They're high up. And if you look before, we have some buildings around here, and I will go and find some. There's some in Bradford. They call them weavers' cottages. And before the Industrial Revolution, people used to do their own weaving at home. And they have the lights, the very top row of lights are at the very top of the house, right underneath the gutter, to get as much available light as possible. Now, most of those houses are what they call listed buildings with protected status now because they were built late 1600s, 1700s, prior to the Industrial Revolution. And it's a similar thing with these. When they were building these, a lot of them were steam driven, and all the stuff were run off boilers and belt driven. So they didn't always have electricity and stuff on the go. Some of them were water wheel driven. And so the lights were the windows were there purely for light. And it was much cheaper having smaller panes. You can see the pattern of those windows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiny panes, a dozen panes in each window. Now, it was cheaper, believe it or not, in the old days, there used to be a window tax, a glass tax. Bigger the window, the more you paid for it, purely on tax alone. And so that's why you see lots of small windows everywhere big windows made up of tiny pieces of glass. And it were no different here. And it were purely for the light to get in. And so the only places the stained glass were was in people's houses. And there's some of those in Bradford where the mill owners lived, the big posh, big houses, and they'd have a stained glass window in the front upstairs, at the top of the stairs to show off. And in the doorways, they'd have stained glass, and obviously in the churches, but nowhere else would have them. Certainly not in the mill. Not in a mill like this. They wouldn't put a stained glass in it.
No.
Too expensive. And
no.
Light out.
Well, don't let us keep you from working. Don't worry about chat.
Steam to transition instead of replacing. That's the one, Jason. Yeah, they put whatever they could in there, as long as it protected the products inside. So right, I'm going to shift on now to the front. So now my light conked. That's what I was saying. It's over. Whatever I plug it into, it overheats. It overheats. It's supposed to be 5 volt. I put it onto a 5 volt plug. Doesn't come on. It just flickers. It won't switch on. I plugged it into the phone charger, which is a bit more than 5 volts. Comes on, but overheats and cuts out.
Maybe something's wrong with it.
Yeah, piece of crap, that's what. But I can't get a good light from anywhere. So I'll show you this if I can. I'll just show you how the capillary works, and I'll just carry on, and you can speak with Jerry or ask any questions. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a right good focus, is it, this thing?
No, don't worry about it. That's good. I see what's. Yeah, you can see what's going on. You can see it run.
So that's what I'm doing, and it's like I said, I'm 10 hours into this at the moment, but I mean, I don't mind. I like doing it, and while the weather's been bad, you've got to be doing something, haven't you?
Yeah. So Digger can't move his camera. It's fixed. So just to let you know.
I can unhook it if you wanted to come in a bit further or something.
Whatever. Don't go. Don't make a problem for you. Just for people to see.
I don't think that's going to be any better for you though. Let's see. I can. Let's see if this is. Sorry, folks. I'll be really sad. I don't know. Yeah, that might work. Is everyone happy with that?
Don't worry about everybody.
Well, it's no good if they can't see anything at all. They're not.
Well, I mean, you're just not set up to do stuff like that. So we're happy to see what you're doing and maybe ask questions
Right. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah.
if we have questions.
Yeah. I don't want everyone to get bored though. It's
Oh, they can chat amongst themselves and
like I say, we've got a few hours. I've spent a good 10 hours today on this, but like I say, there's not. Ron's been in and out. It's the tractor were getting moved and towed away this afternoon at 4:30, I think. That we were mowing the other night, and I wasn't mowing. Contractor were mowing not with our tractor, thankfully, with Craig's, and it set fire in the engine bit, and that's
so will you do the back of it too?
Yep, I've done the back already.
So you're going to do all sides of it?
Yep, every inch of brickwork, and the deal is when it does go on the new layout, I'm hoping to I've learned a little lesson. That's true, Jason. Not every street should be lengthways. If some of the streets are from front to back of the layout, maybe at an angle, you
Yeah.
get to see the front, the back, and the side of the building,
Yeah.
in some instances, depending on how many buildings you're going to get. Cheers, Jason. Very kind of you to say that. It's a laborious task. It's one of those. Yesterday, when I was doing it with the acrylics, and I was thinking to myself, sorry now, I wish I didn't start this. I might just do the back,
Yeah.
not the rest and all the rest. But there were no way I were ever going to leave it. I couldn't. Once you know about it, you've got to do it. It was just that the acrylics, because it's so shallow, And I've got some of the Slater card, and I've got another samples of brick sheet that just move that before that's an accident.
Digger, don't worry about looking for stuff.
These, I don't know, as you can see, these are so much deeper.
Yeah, right.
And those are dead easy.
Yeah.
In comparison, but these are so smooth. You know, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they're completely different. This you can barely feel the profile of the bricks.
So Jason wants to know, do you ever take buildings that are going up against your backdrop and kit bash to make them look much bigger? For example, use the back wall and make it the front.
I haven't done that yet, but I have
You know,
done
like
it.
if you took that building and cut it in half and made it twice as long.
Yeah, I could do that. What I've done, I've scratch built a couple for background buildings, and I've used these sheets for that. And these are a bit bigger than A4. I think they're about 18-inch. And I've got one, and I just chopped all window slots in it and door slots, and made it, put styrofoam on the back, and made it sort of a quarter of an inch deep, and put little sides on it.
Yeah.
And made that, and called that Imperial Mills. And then I've made another couple of mills that belong to the same group. I think in this area of Lancashire back in the day, there were a mill group called Courtaulds, and they had a few mills all over with different names, but they all belong to the same group. So I've done a similar thing with making them all belong to Imperial Mills. And East India Company had a hand in a lot of it as well once they took over. It is, well, I say it's tedious, it's therapeutic as well, you know. I do, it is relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah, because time, I guess, goes by so fast you don't really realize.
Yeah, I had no idea of the time. When we were talking, I thought it were earlier than it was, you know. And like I say, Ron's been busy today, the farm and stuff, and Steve's been in and out helping the neighbour and messing with stuff. And it's been raining on and off, and it's been so damn cold again.
Yeah.
Stupid ass climate we've got.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah. It'd be easier if I weren't leaving these blotches behind, you know, where the brush is touched. But it's so difficult, even though it's a really fine brush, it's so difficult to just only get it on the mortar line, you know.
Yeah.
They're so damn tiny, I don't know.
Do you not have a smaller brush, I guess, huh?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really, unless I start chopping one up. But it's actually seeing the mortar line that's the problem, even with me
Yeah.
headset on.
Yeah.
Times when I'm just touching the brush onto the wall and hoping it's landed on the mortar line, you know.
Yeah, hoping it goes where you want it to.
Yeah, but even if it doesn't, it still works. It just leaves a blotch that I have to wipe off, which I don't mind. Like I say, it looks quite dramatic at the minute, and you think, wow, it looks like it's brand new mortar. But when it dries, it pales away, and then we can put some dirt on it and some rain drips under the windows. And
So do do you wait for it to totally dry to wipe it off?
Yes, but I don't leave it overnight or anything like that. If I try too soon, all it'll do is just smudge it along and just make big white streaky patches.
Jason says he likes to use white India ink, but does the India ink stick to plastic?
Gloss coat it before washing. Yeah, that is another method, is putting the gloss on. Now, what I did with this at first, when I first did it, I just put a fader on it. I just sun faded the lot, put the signs on and everything, and the actual enamel, although it would run better, yeah, with a gloss varnish, it's actually running fine because it's an enamel. But the acrylic definitely could have used it. Could have used the gloss varnish, then do the mortar lines, and then dull coat it everywhere afterwards. Yeah, there's a lot to it. I try to avoid it if I can. If I can get away without doing the gloss coat, I will, because it just gives you something else to do, doesn't it? But it does. Yeah, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the job, and it's the worst part about it is if you're doing it for somebody else, and you're worrying if they're going to be happy with you.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. Like if this job were for somebody else, I'd have been in touch with him 3 or 4 times yesterday to make sure it was going the way they were happy with. Because there'd be nothing worse than doing an entire job and they come back to you and say that's a lot of crap.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would complain.
Not what I'd expected. Because yeah, it's got to dry. You've got to make it look not brand new once you've done a new job. You don't. The last thing you want it to do is look like it's just been built. It's a modern.
How long will you let it dry for?
This, before I start taking this off, around about half an hour or longer.
Okay.
So long as it's not overnight. I did leave some, and I thought I'll try dipping the Q-tip into some thinners and squeezing it out so that it's just a bare minimum of thinners and just wiping it across. But they hold a lot. The Q-tip holds a lot of thinners.
Yeah.
And it ended up removing more than I wanted it to. So I gave that up and thought I'll just use a dry Q-tip. But they absorb a lot, and you've got to change them out every so often. But they're only cheap. They're disposable. And if it's for someone else, you're pricing it into the job, aren't you? Your materials and stuff. The main thing is to me is to get the job looking right, regardless of time consumed or materials used. It's not using a lot of the paint, the dust wash stuff. It's not using a lot at all. Just painstakingly slow, which I don't mind. Sophie coughing and choking again.
Will you go? Will you do a lot of it? Like, will you go halfway and then go back?
I'll do so much of this. I'll let it dry off. Then I'll clean it. I'll take a break and clean it off, and then continue on to the next bit. Then when it's completely done, I'll look around, and if I see something I'm not happy with, then I'll redo that part. You know,
I don't know who you're asking that to, Dwight.
printer running. My printer's not running. No, that's a dog you can hear coughing. Old Sawfish is hacking and splutting and coughing and stuff. I think Ron's just got back from the farm with the dogs. So Sophie's disappeared. Yeah, that's the dog, little Yorkshire Terrier. 14 now, she's knocking on. So I get the water transferred where it's you can have them so many letters and you get them printed up at Scale Model Scenery and they print 4 or 5 signs off for you. You can have them saying anything, fish market or...
They're transfers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And they'll make them look really badly worn, 100-year-old or whatever you want, you know.
Right.
And I think it's about $10 for a sheet of them. You know, you get 5 or 6 different ones. And before he ever did any at all, we were talking about it, and he printed some as a sample for the Imperial Mills. And I've still got a few of those. He wanted me to check if they were going to be any good or not. So sometimes it's good being the guinea pig, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being able to test some of the products and that. And now they're producing a new catalogue, and they're using some of the still shots from videos I've made and stuff like that for the catalogue, because I've done a lot featuring their products.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
How to make your own signage. Yes, I've done a couple of those myself, Jason, on the Coca-Cola adverts for the shops and that. Thin the paper out from behind, really thin, so you can see daylight through it.
You could ruin it too pretty easy, right?
Oh yeah, you get a semi-stiff brush, and if you wet it through with I use a PVA 50/50 water PVA mix and push the paper sign into all the bricks the same.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, it's a good method, is that. I had a visitor a few weeks back, and they wanted to know how I'd done it. They actually did think it was painted on, and I showed them the method that I used. It was my older brother. He was impressed, I think, with the result, not with the methods. So I don't know. I know I wouldn't time myself only if someone asks and what have you, but I only know this because I've been on it for 10 hours today and probably a good 4 hours yesterday, 5 hours doing the back. Did the back yesterday. I'm just annoyed at that light. I mean, the light works, the power's there, but it's something's going on with the USB transformer, you know.
You're probably better off not using that light because it might be bad and you don't want to start a fire.
Exactly. I don't want anything drastic to happen, but waste of bloody money.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Where'd you get it?
You don't want to know.
So you can't send it back.
No, I got it off Temu, didn't I?
Yeah, well, you didn't pay much for it, so.
No, but I mean, I want a better one, and I don't mind paying for it. But it's trying to find one. there isn't a Chinese knockoff crap thing.
Check what do you call it?
Amazon.
Amazon. At least you could send things back on Amazon. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I could, because Ron's got Amazon Prime on hers, so I could ask her to have a look for me. But that, it's just disappointing, you know. It switched itself off, like, so when the heat got too much.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, rather than burst into flames like those.
Hi, Zoe.
Hello, Zoe. Rick Bailey. Yeah, Rick Bailey does that method, yeah.
How you doing, Zoe?
That's the coffee out of the way. It's not too bad, you know, if you just get the get quite a load on the brush and hold it steady as you can, and it all runs out, you know, into the mortar lines. But as it's drying, if you go over it again,
I saw that, Zoe. Congratulations. She hit 400 subscribers.
Wow, well done, Zoe. That's great news. Wow.
Good for you.
Good. Excellent news. So yeah, you can reinvigorate it, make it a bit brighter or a bit less faded looking if you go over it once it's dried a bit. But then you've got to be careful you don't want it looking too new everywhere. You could have newer patches where maybe they've had a leak or they've had some work done, so they've had to redo the pointing, redo the mortar lines, you know. You call it pointing, yeah? Between the brickwork. Because every so often, when it gets worn and that, they come and grind it out and redo it, don't they? Builders and stuff.
Yeah, I dropped my spare glasses on the concrete the other day and they got all scratched.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, they're cheap, I mean, but still.
Ron got herself some new glasses, some varifocals, and she says they're very good.
Regular glasses. These are just cheap reading glasses.
The thing is, when when you rely on glasses, the minute you haven't got them, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's horrible, man. Yeah, like I can't read chat without them. Yeah, I can't read chat.
No, I
Mystic, are you still here? Did you fall asleep?
Come and join us, Mystic, on camera and show us what you're doing on your layout.
Yeah,
this picture can't possibly be keeping everybody entertained for long. They can't see much.
Hey, you don't have to say be right back, Jason. It's okay. Zoe, are you back home? What are you going to say, Digger?
Jason had a good stream last night. He was doing that car for Derail Daryl.
Oh, yeah. How did it come out?
It looked pretty good. It looking good. But I didn't know this. So Jason revealed that Derail Daryl wears makeup.
Huh? That's nice.
Before he goes on camera and stuff, he said he gets the makeup.
Well, go take a nap, Mystic. I don't want you to deprive yourself.
Yeah, we don't want you being cranky. Get yourself a couple of hours sleep. And wake up all refreshed and ready to go down the clam for eating your tea.
Yeah, so I are all those AK bottles like that, are they enamel?
I think all these ones the size are, but they're doing drippers as well now, aren't they? They're doing little dropper bottles, 17 mil, and I think those are acrylics because Humbrol have started doing them now, the dropper bottles. And I don't rate Humbrol at all.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing. That's good to hear, Dwight. I'm glad. Good for you. The
Oh,
sugar's
brilliant.
more. He's done
Yeah,
with
that's
Star
good
Wars.
news. Nice one, Dwight. That is good news, mate.
Does that stuff smell?
No.
Let me see. I think I had the same stuff.
Is it, it's called Dust Effects Enamel Colour. Light European Dust Wash. A lot of them they do for the war gamers, don't they? And the modelers who are building tanks and jeeps and stuff.
Yeah, this is what I have.
Dust and dirt deposits.
So it's a little different.
Yeah. I've got, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Similar shade though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the shade is well, it's called light dust deposit. The shade is, I think it's more like brown.
Yeah. This is called European dust. It must be for the World War II modelers, and they put in a bit of dust in from round.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how they got so much different stuff? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is like thicker. I think it's got like chunks in the bottom of it.
Right. Because they do one called Russian dirt, Russian mud, and
Because it does. This one smells
this one does have a horrible smell to it, but it's not very strong. You have to be up close to it to smell it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that there's a lot of deposits in the bottom of this because it's kind of not mixing.
Sometimes you have to get a little
Yeah.
bearing, throw that in there to mix them up. I put a bearing in some of them.
Where do you get them? I just have a stirrer that I use.
The bearings, I can't remember. You can order them off the internet, but these are just some steel bearings I had about.
Yeah.
But I've got one of the mixers, but it's from a coffee whisker.
Oh yeah.
And I chopped the end off and soldered a copper plate on, so it spins round and pushes everything around with a flat piece. But yeah, Humbrol are doing the dripper paints, and Humbrol are even doing their, what do they call it? Chipping fluid and that. But yeah, model scenery sell Humbrol, but I don't rate them. I've used some. I haven't used these new acrylics or anything, but I've used other Humbrol products from back in the day, and I don't like them.
Yeah. Hey, Wigwag.
Hello, Wigwag. Good to see you. And so it's, I've never bothered using them anymore since then. But and they belong to Hornby. They're part of the Hornby group now, Humbrol. I think that's the only reason Hornby make a profit, because they own Airfix and Umbral Paints and so many other things. Oxford Diecast belongs to them.
You had an awesome day at work, Wigwag? That's nice. Why was
in
it?
the office
Why
again.
was it so awesome? What was so awesome about it?
Okay, let's do that. You're right, Weasel. Good girl.
Okay, Zoe, I'll look at it later.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a little while, Zoe. Certainly will. Well done on getting to 400, though. That's great news, isn't it? That's happened pretty quickly. That's come along, hasn't it? Surprising how quickly people all start. Once you're in a few places and stuff, people start seeing your channel.
So you just have to do that side and then you're done?
Yeah, I've got the front to do.
The front? What do you mean, the front?
The entire front of the mill.
Yeah, that side that you're working on.
Yeah. When that's done, and I wiped it all down, cleared all the blobs off, I'm going to glue the flue back on. I'm going to put some shader on the steel doors, and I've put a little bit of rust on those where it's coming through. I'll put some shader on those.
Now that building has rail service?
I don't think.
Or trucks? Do trucks back up to those doors?
Trucks are back up to these.
Yeah.
Okay. Around the back of the mill, there's
load and dock. Yeah.
Now, in reality, the trains over here would not. They might go into a siding nearby and get the offloaded, but more things back in the day would have came on the canal up to the mill than they would by rail. They'd have only got so far by rail because there were mills in all stupid ass places in the between the valleys and everything.
Wow, Wigwag, did you actually do any work today?
Wow, that's cool.
Holy crap.
So a lot of mills were only accessible by road.
So go ahead, finish.
That's it, really. Difficult to get the rails up to. A lot.
Wigwag, how long is it taking you to get to work and get home from work? Need some more batteries over there, man. How come you don't have a generator or something?
I'm just going to set that there. I'll be back in a short little few minutes. I'm just going to go a quick see run. Make sure you're on top. Back from the farm and which way is it? We were there, weren't we?
What podcast did you listen to today, Wigwag?
Back to wow. Be back shortly. Won't be long.
Oh, that's pretty nice. 25 minutes isn't bad. I have to go to a baseball game. All right, Zoe, have a good night. Have fun at the baseball game. Hey, Rick, what's up? How are you? What is that? Splitting, spitting chiclets. What is that? What's that about? So, do you have to get really dressed up to go to work, Wigwag? What do you wear? Like chinos and a polo shirt? Jason, what do you wear to work? You got to get dressed up? Hockey podcast. Okay. Who's what's going on right now? Is it the Stanley Cup? I don't even know. Who's in the World Series? Dress style shorts? Oh, you're allowed to wear shorts? Wow. Khakis and a polo, but really we can wear anything. There's a guy that wears cargo shorts. Could you wear your pajamas? Think you could wear your pajamas? Yeah, I guess isn't it like the Stanley Cup now or something? My favorite team, Oilers and Panthers. So that's the Stanley Cup. That's who's playing for the Stanley Cup. And who's winning? Hmm. I think I like the Oilers to win. Doing good. Just woke up from a nap. Mowed the grass today. Mothers and now eating meatloaf. Nice. How's your wife feeling? I can only wear PJs one day a year, and that's when they celebrate wear your PJ. What's the what do you call it? Who's winning this? Who's leading right now? Wigwag. Hey Dave, I'll skip that day, Jason. You don't want to wear your PJs to work, Dave? How you doing, Dave? Digger's working on that building you see in the background. He just went out real quick. That building right back there.
Oh, I'm back. Oh.
Oh,
Hello, Dave.
so it's only one game. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll be an interesting series and not like gets do a sweep.
Ooh, dearie me. I think once I've set this building aside, when I've done everything I'm going to do, I've got these two to build, but I've another one. I'm expecting that Metropolitan Tower any day. It should have been here today, really, but it's the Royal Mail that are delivering it, and they're crap.
Yeah, I don't think they would have went for PJs, Dave.
Hello, Rick. Rick Strange.
Well, that's good. Good to hear your wife's doing good. It's a good thing your wife doesn't watch this chat, Jason.
Why, what's he done? PJs. All right. Wear your PJs to work day. Work at a public library. Right. Yes. So you've got to be very careful how you conduct yourself in public, haven't you?
Yeah, but you don't work out front though, Jason, do you? You work in like an office. Who doesn't? Do people go to the library anymore?
Right, Dave.
What do you do with the library anymore? Do people take books out? Do people really take books out anymore?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Wigwag.
Not to be a downer, but my mom was put in hospice over the. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. I'll keep her in my prayers, Stephen.
I work in the dungeon.
How old is your mom, Stephen? People use the public computers, huh?
The dungeon, that means a cellar, yeah? The basement.
What the fuck are these?
Okay. I was very lucky where I worked. Never had to interact with any members of the public. It was very
No.
good.
Did you have to get dressed up at work?
Depends. Depends on
Depends what you were doing. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, shirt and tie, and other times a bit more relaxed.
She turned 90. Wow. God bless her, man. 90 years old. Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's a grand age, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. So, do you mind talking about what's wrong with your mom that she's in hospice? If you don't want to talk about it, it's okay.
All kinds of workspaces, workshops.
Free coffee at your library? Wow. We even have video game consoles? What? What kind of games do they have for the kids? Just old age, huh? Hmm. She have dementia or anything? Yeah, sorry to hear that. I'll say a prayer for your mom, Stephen. I'll keep her in my prayers. 90. God bless her, though. Gordine. Sorry to hear that. Gets better. My mom. Well, I don't know that once you get into hospice, you get better.
No, it's sadly it's for palliative
Yeah.
care, isn't it?
Yeah, hospice is it's end of life care, basically. Yeah.
My mother passed. It's just about 12 months. It was passed in May last year, the end of May,
Yeah.
and she had Alzheimer's and vascular dementia for a couple of years before she went, and it's a cruel illness. But she was 86.
Yeah.
Would have been 87 in the June.
I mean, anything is possible, right? You could be in hospice and I don't know. Prayers work, miracles happen. I don't know. But usually hospice is end of life care.
Yeah, palliative care.
And you don't know how long it is. I mean,
Yeah. Anyone reaches 90, it's a hell of an accomplishment, isn't it? That's a grand age.
That's good. But so she's not like, that's kind of strange. But that's okay. Yeah, God bless her, Stephen. God bless her. God bless you too, man. I pray for you. It's hard, man. It's really hard. Yeah, man. You've been with her for 89 years, 82 years, or 88 years. I mean, I guess you know her when you're one, right? But I don't remember when I was one. I don't remember my mom when I was one. Or like 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. That sort of thing. Died at 43, younger sister at 38. That's sad. Yeah, that's awfully young. She likes to drive, huh? God bless your mom, Rick. God bless your mom.
Jason, I'm sorry about your grandpa. It's a cruel illness. Is dementia, isn't it? You know, it's just like a very long goodbye.
How,
Piece of them every day.
Stephen, how far is your mom from you now, where she is? You got some brothers and a sister, huh? Hmm. Yeah, I bet you were troublemakers. 7 hours away. Oh, man. That's a shame. Will you go visit her? Shame she's not closer. I guess she's back in Wisconsin. Are you removing it now, Digger, with your Q-tip?
Yeah, I'm just taking some of the
Oh, you don't have to remove it.
some of the blotches out. It dries to like a chalky consistency, and it's. Oh, you see, I've just pushed another window through.
Where do those windows go in from the back?
Yeah, I'll just put a bit more glue on them and set them back in.
No, it's no big deal.
No. I mean, I would buy an Atlas building again. I'm impressed with how it looked. I like it. Maybe they do some concrete buildings and not all brick, because the brick etching is painfully shallow.
Well, that's why you came to Ohio, because your brother lived there and then he moved? That sucks.
I was going to say that sucks. That's a rotten trick, isn't it? He moves
Yeah.
when you go there.
That sucks. Yeah. It's hard. I mean,
Yeah, my parents moved when Mum retired. They moved up to up to near where Les lives, which is it's a good 5-6 hours drive for me to get up to where my parents moved to.
right.
It's out in the back of beyond as well. It's not near anywhere. A right pain in the ass to get to. Real pain.
57. Man, you're young, Rick. 57. Had a job lined up in IT. Jobs were booming when oh, that's your story. No IT jobs back home. Gotcha. Yeah, they were different times, right? Yeah, Wisconsin's blue collar. Yeah, you didn't want to work at Shots Brewery. I don't blame you. You'd have to learn to sing the Shamil Shamizel song.
So is the weather better in Texas than it is in Ohio?
Why did your brother move to Texas? Probably retired.
I'm going to say it's nice and warm in Texas, isn't it, mostly?
Yeah, warmer.
Although JD did say it were raining the other day, didn't it?
Yeah, that'll be nice. You'll be 54. Still be able to do stuff, hopefully.
Yeah, retire early is a good plan if you can.
Yeah, that's all it does. Is it just takes one of the kids to move somewhere, and then boom, they're gone. They go moved by the kids. That's how it is. But what are you going to do, right? I mean,
Texas has no income tax. Wow.
do you like Ohio, Wigwag? Or are you just there because your woman's there, your kids are there? You wouldn't want to move? How's that stuff coming off the building, Digger?
It's done all right so far. It's just a bit thick on the top. It's a bit whiter. I went over some of it though, so it's a bit deeper.
Yeah, they're doing that everywhere.
But it's
You just did the first row, right?
Yeah, just on the first set of windows, more or less around there.
Now, how long's that been on your layout?
Oh, a good 2 years.
How come you didn't do that years ago?
I wasn't sure where it was going to go, and I tried it in a few different places. And what I usually do is get a building and find out where it's going to go, find the best place for it, and then weather it afterwards and detail it according to where it is. So if it's like this, we're backing onto the train lines, but it was away from the main road, so it'd be a lot dirtier at the back coming off the train lines, and just a bit dusty at the front, and a bit of muck around the doors and stuff. So I weather it according to where its situation is.
So, Jason, if they do away with income tax, how are they going to make up for that? Are they going to tax you some other way? They got to get money from you somehow.
It's not time for supper yet, Moses.
So I'm sorry, Digger. You weren't sure where you wanted to put it. That's why you didn't do it back then.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure where it was going to go. And so I thought if I place it in a few different places till I found its right location, and then I'll come back to it, off and weather it. And it was probably coming up to summertime. So I'll ding that on the layout, find its spot, and be doing stuff out there. This is usually a bad weather job. When it's too crappy to be out, I'll be doing the bench work. When the new building's up, that's going to change. Although I'll just fit in the detailing where and when I can.
How much is your sales tax now, Jason? Hey, Mike. Yeah, I don't know who else has no state tax. Delaware has income tax, but they don't have sales tax.
Yeah, there's few without a state sales tax.
I think Massachusetts. I don't know. Mystic would know.
Yeah, if you're a consumer, you're a taxpayer. We have income tax here, and we have the sales tax, but they call it value added tax. It's 20% on everything. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, yeah,
but
right.
Ours is already in the price. The VAT, the tax. They don't. I've been told over there you'll go to the shops and you'll see something for $1, but then there's tax on top of that buck. Whereas here it'll be a buck, but that's with the tax in it.
Yeah. Hey, Rick Bailey.
Just price it with the tax in. Hiya, Rick Bailey. New Hampshire property and sales tax makes up for it. Ooh. But having no income tax is pretty decent, isn't it?
I guess so.
Means you can keep your earnings and choose what you spend your money on better.
Yeah.
Be quiet, Jimmy.
Be pretty good if you grew your own food, sewed your own clothes.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just going to move this back where it's a bit more comfortable. Do some more work later, maybe on that.
Cool. How was Strasbourg?
Oh, wow.
How much is your sales tax, Jason? 6%, 10%, 12%?
Jimmy, we need cigarettes.
Do you like going to Strasbourg?
I'll just let Jimmy out with some more bird seeds. Have supper next.
Yeah, it was a nice day for that, that's for sure. Did the whole family go or just you and G? Surprised you're back already. Does Jimmy ever listen to you, Digger?
No.
Yeah.
Not often. He knows his name and he'll sometimes look at me. You know, when he's doing something he shouldn't, and I call his name, he'll look at me, but it doesn't stop him doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Not often he listens. Well, he listens, but he doesn't pay any mind to what I've told him. Dogs are better. We're sharing screen again, Jerry. I'm on the big screen here.
Huh?
we're sharing screen again. I'm on the big screen. I'm here. Yeah, that's better.
What's the difference?
Well, it makes it look like it's all about me.
See, Rick, it is.
No, it's not. Take care, Rick.
It says up there, a visit with Digger at the bench.
Okay. Yeah, it is all right. I suppose it is, yeah. Well, so that's where we're up to. I've got a lot of windows to put back in.
Yeah, but you're going to wait until you're done before you put your windows back in because more could pop out.
Yeah, there's more of that to come. Like I said, that flue came off, but it's only fastened in two places, there and there. This was actually a 3D print sent to me from Timberscale, Scale 3D,
Oh, yeah.
to as part of a review I was doing of his products. I liked it very much with a little witchy hat on the top and stuff.
Does he still print stuff?
He does, yeah. Something happened for a while, and there were no sales going on the website. All his products were removed from Scale 3D, but now they're back again. And Scale 3D does people, and Timberscale shares the website, but does stuff like this and doesn't do people.
Okay.
Does all that type of thing. Yeah, they do some good stuff. Very, very nice details. Very nice details.
Yes, he did. Dwight J7 got his box.
Cool. Cool.
No porch pirates. Porch pirates were spared. I gotta take a slash. I'll be back.
So I'll end up working on this building until but there's a good 4 hours left. 4 or 5 hours in and put all the windows back in. A good idea, Jason. Here it's they have started leaving things on the porch, but not as often, not very often, and they never used to at one time. Sometimes they'll throw it over the fence if it's something that won't damage, so it goes into the back. But to be honest, they'll knock on a neighbour's door and say, "This belongs to next door. Can you take it for them?" They're not in. And around here, most people do that. Or if they see a parcel and they know the neighbour's not in, I'll always say, "Bring it here if they're not in," and they'll push them a note through. So we take each other's parcels. Otherwise, there's a right performance. They'll get a ticket. They'll have to go back to the depot with that ticket and all kinds of messing around. Take forever. Wow. Broke into in broad daylight. That's not good. A friend of mine in London, she's very poorly at the moment. She's got parking badges, disability badges, and some son of a bitch broke into her car. The poor lass has got cancer, and they stole her badges. The sons of bitches. What a horrible, horrible thing to do. Not yet, Rick. I'll tell you what's holding the job up. We know where it is, and it's ready to come almost. I've got a couple of buildings to empty and move and drop down. I've got a Jeep on the drive when the Jeep goes to the shop to get worked on, I'm going to get a dumpster dropped on the driveway where it is, and then I can drop those buildings, or my son will throw all the crap in the dumpster. That can go, the new building can come, and we can crack on. It sounds good, it sounds straightforward in talking about it, but it's going to take time.
Yeah. Hey, you get done it when you get done it, Digger. I mean,
well, hopefully, he said he'd have room for the Jeep in perhaps a couple of weeks.
yeah. I mean, it happens when it happens. I mean,
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And I've got to empty those buildings. I've got my die-cast car collection in one of them, and I've mostly got it packed away, but there's a few more things to pack. Got to pack it really carefully.
Yeah, there's no rush, I mean, like, I don't know. I'll work on my layout when I get to it, I mean.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? It's not urgent.
Yeah.
Emergency, is it?
No. All right, Dave. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good night. Take care.
Take care, Dave. Thank you.
Good to see you. Wigwag, no nap? You just go to bed early tonight? Is that what you'll do?
Even Rick Bailey.
Oh, Rick Bailey took a nap. I guess the kids tired him out.
Son has a gate on his driveway. Yeah, we don't have a gate on our driveway, but the neighbours next door do. Just one sec. I just need to mute this a sec.
Yeah, it's hard to mask those boxcars, Dwight. What are you using to mask it with? Welcome back, Mystic. I don't charge my light. I'll be right back. Where? Yeah, take your time masking it, Dwight. Digger mute himself? Yeah. Hello, Mystic. Yeah, what's good, eh? Use the back of your X-Acto knife, not the cut side, to press the tape down in the corners. Yeah, I used a skewer. You could use a toothpick. You got to be careful with the back of your X-Acto knife. It's easier, I think, to use a a toothpick, a wood toothpick, a skewer, something that's not going to puncture the tape. Gotta be careful. Somebody gave Bob at PK&W said, are you spraying this, Dwight? You're loving these cars. It doubled my collection of 50 footers. No, that's good. Low 60s. Wow. Yeah, it's nice here. It's like 70 something. Doing good. I'm on vacation this week. Oh, that's good. Using your airbrush. So when you get done taping, right, and you think you got it good, go over the edge that you're going to paint green. Go over it with the gray or whatever you're taping. You understand me? Like instead, that way, if you do get bleed, right, you seal that edge. Just seal the edge of the tape line. Seal it with whatever color is there. So if you got gray there and you're going to paint it green, seal it with gray. And that way, because if you're not using good tape, you're going to get bleed through. And that way it won't matter because you'll seal it with the gray. You understand? Or you'll seal it with whatever color is already on the car. Yeah, Bob PK&W gave me that tip, which is a good tip. I've only did that one car. I've never done a bunch of any other cars. What kind of tape did you get Tamiya tape or did you use something else? Like regular masking tape or painter's tape or something? Yeah, I think everybody is kind of like a little chilly. Nice weather, but it's supposed to get hot during the week. It won't be hot. It's supposed to be like 90 middle of the week. Since you're a pro now, Jerry, you can put the recording marks on my grain car I painted in the Crooked River scheme. Not me, man. I'm not a pro. I'm far from it. No way. Yellow masking tape. Yeah, do that then. Yellow masking tape. Yeah, I don't know. Use it. Comparison. I'm sure there's probably no comparison. Stephen. See you, Jason. Are you leaving? Oh yeah. See you, man. Have a good time. Or quitting time. It's early. All right. See you, man. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm sure it's no different. I can't see it being any different. I just didn't want to order that tape from Amazon. I didn't mind paying for it. It's not like a big deal, you know. I don't know what he's doing over there. Must be having a real conversation over there.
Back again now. Just been talking with Steve and Ron. Has the tractor been picked up?
Yeah. They've had to leave past your top of though. Alright, buddy. So that's
Hank's got itchy on his back near his tail.
Oh, what?
Itchy. He's been itching,
Oh,
scratching, itching and
made
scratching.
himself sore. There's right.
Let me if you want that well hurts.
Did you like that?
Yeah, they were trying to
Good
grip
with
that.
it.
We need to order some more of that then.
I don't know where to get it from. I've had it years. But it works. It's amazing.
Amazon?
Scabucks we want.
it's okay if you mute your mic there.
You can't be scratching at it, pal.
And look, because it's got wet, I don't even know what it's called.
So you still have some Tamiya tape then, Stephen? Should have sent that to Dwight. Sounds like he needed it. Once at the time, Tamiya tape was hard to get. It was very expensive. There was an issue getting it. Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe at one time it was really expensive. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it's not cheap, but neither is painter's tape anymore. Painter's tape used to be cheap. It's not cheap anymore. The blue painter's tape.
All done. We're just sorting out. We're getting some supper. Almost gonna sort out the dog supper soon.
Yeah, if they don't get put on, there's going to be stickers that decals that I don't put on this car because they're so tiny and bothered with them.
That sounds unpleasant, Rick. That. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've got some of that standard masking tape, just the white stuff, and it's okay, but it's crappy on the edges. So if you want a really nice edge, you've got to get your scalpel and cut a fresh edge.
Yeah.
Put it on the mat, cut a nice straight edge, and use that. But I've got some other stuff. It's not Tamiya, but it's something similar, but it's only the thin stuff. So I'll give that a try next time. Everything's gone up in price, hasn't it, Wigwag? Absolutely everything.
Yeah. A Mystic, you going to go take a nap or you messing with your cars over there? Did you run them on your train yet?
I thought Mystic already were having a nap.
No, he came back. I don't know.
Wow. Oh yeah, he's doubled his collection. He woke up. Excellent. Oh,
Come on.
You didn't sleep that long then.
he won the American flight. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna do the dog supper. I'll be back in a sec.
You use the frog tape on your models? On your train stuff? Yeah, frog tape's a little better than the blue tape. Project Farm did a video on painter's tape. I forget which one came out on top. Yeah, Wigwag will finish it for you. Yeah, congratulations. Maybe.
What's that, Jerry?
No, I'm talking to the guys here. Mystic said congratulations to Wigwag because Rick nominated him to finish his car.
Oh, nice one.
So, Rick, what did you got the decals from Dave and you painted one of your hoppers? But only you ever get nominated for least likely to succeed. Yeah, you and me both, Mystic. It's okay. I'm okay with that. Did you run your cars yet, Mystic? I don't know that I ever ran any of them other than maybe that center beam car. I forget what you got, to be truthful with you. I might have run that southern one before. Can't remember. I'm gonna pause him or mute his mic. I've fallen off and I put back on best I could, so it's in okay shape. I need to get with Dave to get some decals. Oh, so you don't have his decals yet? Oh, not yet. I don't have a power pack connector right now. I looked the cars over. They look good. Oh, okay. Have you've ran trains on your layout, right, Mystic? We paid $10 for the car. Yeah, it's okay. Is that one of the cars you picked up at the train show? I muted your mic. Hold on. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, exit 10 minutes there, but all done.
Oh, you been running? Did you run those cars or no? Why you mess with me, Wigway or Mystic?
Shit. I need to get with Dave and get some decals.
You ordered them from trains? How come they were only $10?
Yeah, that's cheap.
Were they used? $10. $10 for an O scale car? We got 6 cars in one. Oh, you've been running up until a couple weeks ago. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to eat.
Have you not eaten yet, Jerry?
I had some soup, a little, while you were doing your thing.
Yeah, I have. It's a while since I ate. I had something earlier. What time? We were on 10 o'clock here now, so it's a good 5 hours ago. Didn't eat.
Yeah. I'm going to go look for something and talk to people later.
Will do. Will do. Weaver cars. Yeah, it's a good price, $10, I reckon, it for the scale as well. A very good price. How many is there of us? Well, it's saying 7 of us. Is there still 7 of us here? You're hungry, Dwight. Have you not had your tea? $25 a car for the other 5. Still a damn good price, that, isn't it, Rick? What will we talk about? What would you like to talk about, Mystic? I can talk about what a long ass day it's been here, and it's rained and cold and miserable all day. So I've been sat in doing that on the bench. But a long 10-hour day. Ate a sandwich for yeah, I didn't have a big lunch or anything. And so I'm quite hungry now, but I'm gonna have a Parmesan chicken. The meaning of life is meaningless, Mystic. There is no meaning to it. It's whatever you want it to be for your life, the meaning of your life. But the overall scheme of things, it's purely just for fun, just to exist in it and reproduce. And then off you go. Weaver cars you can find cheap from some areas. eBay. Yeah, yeah. Some of the prices are. Some of the prices are scandalous, aren't they, on eBay? Absolute rip-off. Sometimes you can get good deals on Facebook Marketplace and that, but not. You're as well just shopping around. We have two local shops near us. One opened about 4 years ago now. The other one's been in Colne in the next town up there, West End Models. Been up there for a lot of years. But go up there and he usually has a lot of good stuff in, quite cheap, bargain wise, you know. He usually does Howard. He has some good stuff, pretty cheap. Always get some good bargains from him. I've had bargains from the fella down in town, but I think it's only his own stuff that he's been selling. I don't think he takes Partexes in off people and then sells it on. I think he just sold some of his own stuff. The best I got was the box of die-cast cards for $3, and there was one in there with almost 2,000 notes. I didn't know at the time. I knew it was all right, but I didn't know it was worth that much. And then I've got the APT, the Advanced Passenger Train, because he didn't know if it worked, and the pantograph was all loose and in bits. He said I could have it for $40, and I got it home, put the pantograph together, cleaned it up, and it ran perfect. Just needed some more weight in the driving car, and that was it. It ran swell, and those are $200 to $300 to buy now if you can find one. The APT2. So I got a good bargain there, and that's the meaning of my life, Mystic. Tinkering about with trains, die-cast cars, my new building and layout, my dogs. Everything else is incidental. The meaning of your life, Mystic, is coffee, isn't it? 10:30. Went to work at 6. 12-hour night. Dude, that's a long night, isn't it? Grass for 5 hours. Wow, Rick. That's grafting, mate. And a 12-hour shift. That's a killer at night. Yeah, dear. Makes me tired just thinking about it. eBay changed the feedback. Right. I know you have to wait 7 days if you're going to give them a negative feedback. I know that, but and they give you a star system, don't they, to say, but did they communicate? Did they post? Not did you receive it quick? Did they post it quick? Because there's a big difference now. A lot of ours carry Royal Mail used to be pretty good, but now they're crap. And something coming by Royal Mail. There's a parcel I was supposed to have it here on Thursday, and it's now Monday and it's still not here. Yeah, reflects the item rather than the seller. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Take care, mate. Thank you. But yeah, what a pain in the ass that is. I'm having to wait, and it's because it's Royal Mail. We have Every and Yodel, and they deliver a lot quicker. You'd do HO, would you, Rick? Why is that? Is it too hard to locate stuff or scale? Well, you've got a hell of a setup for an O scale as well, though, haven't you? You know, really nice setup. I mean, if you look how big Vinny's was, the Vinny had, and it was N scale, and he had it going through 3 rooms of his house, and it were 2 tiers, at least 2 tiers high. Some miles, scale miles there on that track. I think he's given up altogether, hasn't he, on that? Oh, achy bad. But yeah, I think Vinny's given over, and he had a lot of scope there with it being N scale. So why would you do HO, Rick, if you had to start again?
See you, Mike. Sorry I missed you.
Rick would do HO if he had to restart.
Yeah, but you got so much O scale stuff.
But Rick's got a big layout already, hasn't he, for the O scale? It's big. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I can't help yawning.
Yeah, why would you have to restart?
I don't know. I think we're just talking hypothetics, aren't we?
Hmm.
If he had to start again, he wouldn't bother doing O scale. But you imagine the size of layout he's got. You imagine that way in HO. Be able to build a city the size of Chicago.
It'd be a big one. Ratings on. I don't buy much on eBay. Do you buy much on eBay, Mystic?
A lot of things are expensive eBay now, you know, for the railroads, aren't they? Rattlers in that.
I guess. But that's like everywhere else. Everything's expensive. You do? You buy a lot of stuff on eBay? Yeah, I don't. Like other stuff or just model stuff? Digger, you buy quite a bit on eBay.
I do, mainly other stuff. Sometimes I'll get my paints and things on there. Sometimes if I can't get a good deal or they haven't got it at the regular shop. But I buy all my bird seeds and everything like that. The parrot seed, the wild bird seed, I buy all that on
You
eBay.
buy that there?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, some good deals.
Good deal.
Jiminy Cricket. I need to buy the container. Yep. Yeah, if you can find a good seller, Mystic, you can on occasion find a good seller, but if you're on the auction part, the prices can go stupid really quickly. So it's a while since I've bought anything, but we have a shop over here called Rails of Sheffield, and they have an eBay shop, where they sell all the pre-owned stuff, and it's all on buy it now or make us an offer type. And I've bought 3 or 4 good locals off there by making them an offer, somewhere in the ballpark. You know, you don't lowball them, but and they're usually all right. They'll do you a good deal. But a lot of private sellers, when they sell at by auction, it goes silly, and they put a silly reserve on. Bartman made some scrap containers about 3 years ago, and I ordered a few, and they were $14 a piece from new out the catalogue, and now they've discontinued them. Twice that bloody price, twice that price to buy it used. But that, I don't know who remembers Angela Crew, Rachel. She's done another now. She started again with modelling, and she's doing G-scale. Bloody hell, fire big things like that, and it's the best part of $1,000 for a loco.
Really?
Incredible price, and it's that big. You can't. She hasn't got a layout for it. She can't do one. She hasn't the room for a layout, so it's ending.
So why is she getting it?
I don't bloody know. It's ending up now where she has to go to the local park, and as a club that has some G-scale tracks where she can take her stuff. But it's so expensive, isn't it?
Hey, Chief, what's up?
Oh, cool, Chief. Good to see you.
Oh, that's pretty cool, Rick. Your bird's talking to diggers? Nice. Yeah, I didn't know trains sold used stuff.
Yeah, Rails do. Rails of Sheffield, and they sell. Although lately they've gone a bit silly with prices, but I have got some bargains from them before now.
Yeah.
I don't know which one looks normal like yours.
You bought a local from them? How was it?
Yeah, that's a neat piece. Parmesan.
Because I asked some far more burger meat paste.
Oh, I need a fork, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can't blame her there, Rick. You got enough trains. You don't need G-scale too. You having something to eat, Digger?
Yeah, chicken parmesan with some salad and a few chips.
Nice. Enjoy it.
Late supper.
Yeah, I didn't know trains did that stuff. I just thought they had all new stuff.
You want a chip?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Rick's had a long day today. An afternoon, he worked all night.
Who did?
Rick.
Rick, you worked last night?
12-hour shift.
Oh, really?
I'll give you a piece when it cools down. Chores are calling. Okay, Chief, thanks for looking in, mate.
See you, Chief. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, do you want a piece? What are you going to have, Jerry?
I don't know.
Stainless steel track for the outside. Yeah, but that's going to cost some, isn't it? Stainless steel. $12 is a fair old bulk of a shift, isn't it? I mean, we've all done it at some stage and done more. But it's still a long hard time. The older you get, it doesn't get any easier, does it?
No. Not at all. On the outside layout, would that be hard to do?
It'd be expensive with stainless steel track.
Is that track expensive, Rick? $36 and 48-hour week. Okay. There are some people on YouTube that run their O scales outside. I didn't know that.
Jenny Kirk did it here with HO, well, double O. And everything went rotten and manky. You know, she
What do you
built
mean?
wooden bridges and that. It all went rotten in the weather.
How long after she built it?
I think within 2 years it were all. It just
Yeah.
sits. You see, we get covered in snow and then it sits there. Then
Yeah.
you get it covered in rain all the time.
Yeah.
Pointless task.
Yeah, Rick. Just stick to your inside trains. It's cheaper.
I suppose if you're in a dry place, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, you've a better chance, I suppose, haven't you?
I guess so.
But if you're up in Seattle, it's going to piss down all the time.
Where you live?
Mm.
I don't blame her. I can't blame her, Rick.
Yeah, where I live, it's a pointless endeavour. You either do live steam, G-scale outside with live steam and live diesel or something like that. Absolutely no point. Electric track,
I'll make some tea.
unless you're going to take it in every summer, every winter.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
But even the summer times here are lousy. Like now, today, it's cold and piss down. That's why I've been at the bench for 10 hours solid doing that job. It's rained all on and off all sodding day. Many people like Ron going outside in the rain because she has to. Sophie, you'll have to wait if you want some of this. Sorry guys, I'll eat this as quick.
You're gonna have to wait, Sophie.
She doesn't want the chips. I've offered her a chip.
What's she want? Chicken?
Mm.
She smells that chicken probably.
Moses will eat the chips, so.
Do your glasses always get dirty from your face?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's the oils in your skin, isn't it?
I know, but how does it get on your glasses?
Not a clue.
I just thought it was me. And my oily skin, like, it's annoying, man.
Yeah, it is. It is, yeah, it happens a lot. I've got to keep cleaning my specs.
Jesus. I just bought some cleaners yesterday.
Thanks, Rick.
Man, they're strong. They got a lot of alcohol in them. You have a great layout also. Huh? You have a lot of blood and work. Oh, yeah, you do. You have a lot into your layout, Rick.
Hang on. Waiting there, you lot.
You'd be crazy to take it down or change.
Hmm. Yeah, I've got some reluctance about mine, but I'm going to transfer as much of it as I can.
Digger, I admire your detail you have done on your layout. I only wish I had that kind of talent you guys have for that great detail. No, I mean, I think it'd be easier to do it on your layout, right? Because it's so, everything's bigger. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would be harder.
Well, you'd have to be even more accurate.
Oh
Doing
yeah, I
it
guess
on
so.
a scale, wouldn't you? Because even the slightest thing is more noticeable.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's okay. You know, I mean, it's important that you just enjoy your trains.
Mm.
Don't dwell on what you don't have and what you'd like to have, and just enjoy your trains. I mean, I don't know.
When I
So,
started out, I had no idea I was going to enjoy the detailing and stuff as much as what I do.
what's up, Rusty? How you doing?
Hi, Rusty.
How was your op session the other night? Somebody's always going to, you know, want something that everybody else has, and you know, it's a whole thing. It's like, whatever. I mean, like I changed scales because I just knew that I couldn't deal with end scale anymore. Just couldn't deal with it, man. It was just too finicky, too much. My water's boiling, and it was frustrating. And I'm sure this is going to be frustrating too, but at least I can see it. you know.
Yeah. I mean, there is advantages with Engage because you can fit a lot more into the space, a lot more track, a lot more frames, a lot more rolling stock, a lot more buildings and everything. But you can't possibly do the detailing the same because you can't see it.
I mean, people do detail that stuff, but I mean, like, that's end scale, right?
Yeah, it's a nice job.
I didn't do it. Microtrains did it. Yeah, they did a great job on it. I mean, you can detail it. I mean, look at it. It's all patched out. They did a good job on it.
Yeah, but I'd need an electron microscope, mate.
Yeah, me too. But they probably have young people with sharp eyes, and some people get detail in end scale.
Perspective, not detail. Do you do rusty work on that though, Misty?
Some people get detailed in end scale. I mean, look at some of the. I don't know if you've seen any of them in person. Some of the end scale trains locomotives. They're like incredible, man. You got the little hoses, and they're really detailed. Uh, you know, yeah. It's all my opinion. It's everybody's opinion, right? Um, yeah. I mean, I think it's just important that you're in the game. In other words, like doing some modeling, building, running trains if that's what you want to do. If you just like building stuff, then just build stuff. Having fun. Well, I think that Mystic is because of the way people do their layouts. You know, they put their layout down here, you know, and they're like standing, you know, it's like, you know, you're like this person, right? And your layout's down here. But if you raise your layout at eye level, you're not a drone anymore. You're like eye level with everything. And you could do that with N scale too.
I was going to say, N scales, your eyes are drawn 200 feet, so less detail, more
well,
perspective.
you know, I don't know if you guys have been following Bill from Modeling Adventures with Bill. You know, one of the guys on Back on Track.
Yeah.
He did a layout for a guy, Jerry, in N scale, and it's like 56 inches. Like the top of his layout is 56 inches high. He must be a tall dude. But
It will stretch.
yeah, so like he's looking at it at eye level. You know, you can say the same thing with N scale. You know, if you have a low N scale, you're like a drone too. I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, I have
yeah,
a lot of admiration for lads that do the N scale because I can't do it because it's too small for me.
yeah. It's just too small for me. Yeah, Microtrains did a nice job on this boxcar.
Mm.
That's like one of my favorites that I have.
Same with Rick's or scale. It's an awesome layout, isn't it?
Yeah, Rick's got an awesome layout. Everybody has awesome layouts, right? They're all just different degrees. Yeah, they're just different degrees, man. It's like, you know, you could have a layout that's just on plywood and it'd be awesome. Right? It's just like, it's cool that you're just doing trains. I mean, you know, however you want to do them. Whether you want Z scale or G scale or anything in between.
Yeah,
Well,
they've
like,
got
I mean,
play something.
but like a lot of places, not, you know, I don't know. I guess like the taller layouts, I don't know when they started to become popular, but I think they're more popular now. I don't know for sure, but like, you know, everybody would be like 36 inches or down there, like, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, yeah, it's okay to be anywhere you want. If you want it low layout or high layout, it's all, you know, it's all relative. 40 inches, that's a good that's a good height. 33 hobbit size. Well, you're short, Mystic.
Mine's going to be taller this time. So I'm not bending over and I can sit. It'll be a good perspective. You know, I want to be able to eye level stuff. Mystic suggested taking pictures and filming at eye level, street level view and that. And
Yeah.
if I can sit at that level and do it, it'd be great.
But yeah, sitting down by running trains is fine too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. I want to sit down too. I'm not really, I mean, my layout, I'm not going to be running trains. I'll just be
Switching.
what I'll do. Switching, I guess. I don't know what I'll do. Yo, Eddie, what's up? How's it going?
Stretch. home assault. Is that like a foamy stuff?
Homosote? No, it's that pressed paper stuff. It's gray. That's what I'm going to use. How's it going, Eddie? How you doing? You doing good? I'm short, so it's good for me. I'm only 5 foot tall. You're only 5 foot? Wow. I think Mystic's got you beat by a couple inches. But that's a good height for you.
Yeah,
That's a
it
good
does
height.
according to your needs, don't you?
Yeah, like Stretch's layout. If he wanted to put it eye level, it would be
6 foot off deck.
6 foot off the deck. Yeah, he'd be up there, man. Just got home having dinner. What are you having for dinner? What are you having, Eddie?
It's like the mirror in our bathroom. I can't use it for shaving because it's low down because Ron, my wife Ron, is a tiny midget. Tiny. I'm only 6 foot, but Ron's like 4'11" and a bit. Ground up paper. And is it like compressed? Ground up compressed paper in sheets. How thick is it, Rick? Staring contest with a garden gnome. Yeah, good idea. Good idea, Mystic. Oh, me back.
You're gonna have a starting contest with a yard.
You hate
6'7".
being 6'7" stretch. Why?
What did he say?
He said he's 6'7" and he hates it. Mystic is so short you have to go to another continent to find a wife. How tall's your wife, Mystic? See, Rick's 5'4", he's not 5 foot. Go to another continent. So, I think, all right. I'm not sure if we can get that here. I should find out though. Oh dear. Dead as the sounds, yeah. Good sound insulator.
You done your dinner?
Yeah, I've eaten. So, Mystic, if your wife is smaller than you, she must not be 5 foot tall even then. She might be like Ron's height. Ron were in the kitchen the other day, and to see one of the cupboards we have the cups in, and she had to walk backwards to see what was on the second shelf up, because she couldn't see close up. She had to walk away so she could see which cups were up there. I even crouched down to her height. She was reaching up and stretching to the second shelf, which I found funny, but it must be annoying if you're only a tiny midget. What's that? Oh, hello. It's empty, is that box now? There's nothing in there. It's an empty box. Oh, my black. I'll just move this box out of the way.
Did Jerry fall asleep? No, I was looking at something on my phone. Nothing much, just ate a steak. Wasn't dried out. Would you cook it on the George Foreman?
Okay. Ron's up early in the morning. Hank's got school first thing. Oh, bloody hell. I don't know what he's doing tomorrow. It might be bike training again. Yeah, all right, Moses. Uh-huh. Oh, it's been persisting down and horrible here. Missed it. Cold. Most of his timing, I think. Dwight with Foreman Grill. Just learning to time stuff right, innit? Hello, Clive.
What's up, Clive?
Tonight, the temperature, let me tell you. Something stupid, it said it ain't. So let me see what that is in Fahrenheit. I'll let you know. see. 46.4. Absolutely crap. 46 Fahrenheit. Waste. What a waste. I mean, last year June was quite nice, but then July and everything, it rained and didn't stop. It rained until about November. It is cold, yeah. Yeah, it's not good. The wind making it worse, you know, the wind chill. Wow. Proper track cutters. Wow, Mystic. Mystic's brought proper track cutters.
What were you using before, Mystic?
His teeth. Alright, so now
Good night, Ron.
she's gone. She's up early because Hank's got the school first thing in the morning.
What time?
8 o'clock, I think. Yeah, Stretch. It's always windy. Cold where you are as well, Clive. It's absolute tripe in it. Since we come out of Europe, we're not getting the quarter of sunshine that we used to get. We used to get so many hours each summer. We don't get any now. We're out of Europe. Yeah, I've got one of those grinders for track cutting, but it's you've got to be really careful and get it really straight, haven't you? Windy, rain, and a few sunny spells. It's windy and rainy here all sodding day. And it's supposed to be the same tomorrow. Cut-off grinder. All right, I thought that's what you meant. I've got a Dremel type of thing. Million-year-old wire cutters.
What did you get? What are they called? Zaxxon or Xenon or something?
Yeah, it ends up sort of chewing it, doesn't it, rather than just making a clean cut. Zuran.
Yeah. They work good.
Some very nice stuff, isn't there? Available. Always useful to have, you know, and then you've got them if you're ever going to build a layout again. Yeah, Dremels are very handy to have. That's the problem with a grinding wheel on a Dremel. If you're cutting the track while it's down on the bench, you've got to be really accurate and keep a really steady hand if you can. If there's nothing in the way, otherwise you're going to get an angle on it, and it makes it difficult. Some of the blades on the Dremels break really easy, just like a little carborundum disc, and they snap for fun. You only have to look at them and they break.
Mr. Get a Dremel. He's cutting those little N scale tracks, Rick. He doesn't need a Dremel to cut them.
Sounds good, roast chicken wigwag. Enjoy.
Enjoy your dinner, Wigwag. Thanks for popping in.
N scale track, you could do it like Uri Geller used to, couldn't you? Just rub your fingers and it'll
Bend. Uri Geller. I remember him.
made a lot of money conning people, hasn't
Did he?
he? Oh, he's a multimillionaire, yeah.
You think he was a con?
He's admitted it's purely for entertainment and there's no magic to it. You give him a stainless steel spoon that he hasn't been able to work on beforehand.
Oh, really?
You bend them and fatigue the metal so much, it looks all right, but as soon as you start rubbing and doing, it starts to bend. What was he called? The guy who used to expose them. He's recently died. There's a guy who used to stick spoons and forks to himself, saying that he was magnetic, and he'd go on the TV doing it, but they covered him in talcum powder and said, do it now. And he couldn't.
Covered him in talcum powder.
Yeah, so nothing would stick to him then. But his claim was that he was magnetic. It's just a parlor trick, isn't it? All right, yeah, I've got a similar thing for me drill, but on this, I've got an attachment that's a smaller Dremel. You know, you connect it into the drive, and it's a smaller one on the end, sort of on a umbilical type of deal. I have a couple kicking about, one in the tool shed and one in here on the bench. Yeah, that's it. Randy used to debunk them all, didn't he? There were a guy who he could turn pages in a book with his mind in his hands doing this. And Randy said, look, he's blowing on it to do it. And they put the book on the table and surrounded it with those peanut packing things. And he said, do it now. And he had every excuse going. The lights are putting me off and it's too hot and all the rest of it. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it when he was under laboratory conditions. We're called James Randy, I think. Yeah. I think he offered $1 million to anyone who could prove the truth in the claim of whatever it was, magic or whatever. Forgot to make a shorty of the caboose. I've watched your electrocution video quite a few times now, Dwight. What are you watching there, Jerry?
Email.
Oh. See my specs now, they're filthy. They get filthy for no reason. Nobody's touched the lenses on them. I wonder if they just attract grease and muck and oil and everything. I know they get dust. I know they attract dust and stuff.
All right, Eddie. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I haven't been paying attention.
The rod seals in glass. Really, if they could bend it. Right. Take a stretch. Yeah, I watched a few of his debunking videos. So everyone's getting decent weather apart from me and Clive in the British Isles. It sucks, don't it, Clive? Absolutely sucks being in this stupid ass lump of rock in the North Atlantic.
I guess so.
Definitely does. It doesn't, yeah, it's not an appealing place to be. Based on its climate alone, it sucks. So, Mystic, have you done an update yet on your layout? The latest update to see where you're up to?
Yeah, when are you going to do one of them?
That's true, Clive. We could actually drag it, you know, if we drag it down, drag the island down to where the Canary Islands are, I'd be quite happy with that. I know the Atlantic winds come in still and what have you, but it's grand down there, isn't it? It'd be, I'm sure we could do it. Royal Navy, couple of submarines and stuff. I see you've got Russian nuclear subs off your coast now.
Who?
You in the US, you've got Russia's nuclear fleet.
In Cuba?
Yeah, and in international waters off the Atlantic coast as well.
Yeah.
One of the best channels to hear. We have made good friends with each other. Yeah, it is, Rick. It's good. We've made it all good friends on YouTube. It's a handy.
Turn digger this.
It's been a good tool.
Well, thanks, Rick. But it wouldn't be nothing without you guys coming in here.
It'd just be me and Jerry talking to each other.
Just me and Dicker, which isn't too bad, but you know.
We run out of stuff to say after a while. But yeah, when I started YouTube, it was purely just about the layout, and then I started getting to know people, and there's a community. It's a lot more important to me now is YouTube than it was when I first started. Now it's an everyday thing because it's how I keep in touch with my friends.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. That's my neighbor cutting her grass or something.
You never know, Rick. I am planning a visit.
Do you hear that noise?
Yeah, sounds like a Vespa scooter.
I'll lower my mic. Maybe it'll help it.
That's right. It's okay.
You still
Yeah.
hear it?
Is it? Only just. It's not that bad, Jerry. It's right. I plan to visit Rick and spend some time over there, trailing about, seeing everyone.
Yeah, it probably is, Clive. A two-stroker.
Yeah, it sounds like a wasp. Trying to
Yeah.
get in. A mosquito, yeah. A dragonfly, maybe.
It's annoying, is what it is. Kind of
Yeah,
wish.
well, it has to be cut, doesn't it? He has to cut his grass. At least it could be worse, Jerry. You could live in one of those HOA areas, couldn't you? Where the people make rules up as they go along. You can't have 3 cars in your drive. You can't have a barbecue and all the rest of it.
This is true.
Yeah, Rick. Hopefully, yeah. When I'm no longer needed over here, that's when I'm going to start making my plans to fly over for a while and visit.
Yeah, that
Squared
would
it.
be cool.
I actually asked Ron to come with me, and she was up for it for a bit, but then she's been watching all the tornadoes and frightened herself off.
Yeah, can't blame her.
I told her if I like it, I'm not coming back.
You'll come back. You'll come back, Digger.
I don't know. The only thing that puts me off is the healthcare costs,
Oh, yeah.
cost of medicine.
Yeah. That's why you'll come back.
Certainly will, Rick. I'll try and get to meet as many people as possible up and down.
James is on tonight, or Trackside Mike, one of them two.
sure.
Yeah.
What, Monday, isn't it, today?
So did you get all that off that you needed to get off today? All the paint off that you needed to get off before it dries?
Yeah, before it goes rock hard and dry. But I've got most of the front side to still do yet.
Yeah. Is that it? It looks good.
Oh, I'm not too sure yet if it does or not. And you can tell it's been.
I
You
know.
tell
It looks, to me, it's like, it looks good either way.
Oh, thanks. I'll carry on now. I've started and I've got the rest of that to do, the front, and then I'm done. We'll get the windows in and put some more details on. It does look different in person rather than on camera.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
And now I've lost electricity off the front.
Jeez, it's just falling apart on you.
I know. Well,
How come they coming unglued?
I don't know. I must have mishandled it.
Where's it at, you think? You don't know?
No, it's going to be on the floor somewhere. Is that?
Did
I do
you
have
lose
some
it?
more, but
Did you lose it before you brought it in, or?
no, I think I've lost it tonight. Son of a gun. I do have some more of that size.
The only way that you'll be able to tell is if you go back to the beginning of the video.
Yeah, watch it back through, then I'll be able to see where it fell off.
Yeah, but it's been in there for a while. Hey, Christian, what's up? Yeah, it sure is coming unglued.
Hi, Christian. Yeah. Yeah, where there's a big a meter going on. Oh,
Man,
I'll find it, please.
I hope you find it. I feel bad.
Now I'll find it. If not, I do have more. Of the same style.
You just glued them on?
Yeah.
What kind of glue?
I'll use Superfatic for that. Or I might have used the rocket card. I might not have had Superfatic then, but when I find it, I'll use Superfatic to glue it back.
This came off too easy.
Jimmy, you need to be quiet there.
Yeah, you met quite a few people from YouTube, Rick.
Some of it done. I only just noticed it as well, that.
Well, go back to the beginning of the video and see if you notice it missing then.
Yeah, I'll look it back later.
Maybe it fell off in the train shed.
No, I'm sure it's fallen. I'm sure I've seen it on there.
Yeah. Wonder if one of the dogs took.
Oh, if the dogs have got it, they can have it.
Hi, Tammy.
Hiya, Tommy and Ray. Good to see you.
I
That's
wanna-
such a shocker. That stuck to me. It'll turn up.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Somewhere about. See it there. Trouble is, if it falls on the floor, there's that many places where it could bounce to, you know.
What was it made of?
It's cardboard
Oh, cardboard. Oh,
or laser board. One or the other. Yeah, it's laser board. Laser board. It looks like.
yeah, I think he is.
What's that?
Christian said, "You must be getting very muscular, Dwight, because he was on steroids."
Yeah. Yeah, at least he's got it sorted now, though, and his sugars are back.
Oh, shoot.
Sugars are back to normal now, thankfully.
Thankfully. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go run out to the store real quick.
Or getting some stuff for tea.
Yeah. Digger, thanks for showing us what you were working on. That was fun.
Yeah, different. That's my pleasure.
I enjoyed it. And everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. Be well. Be blessed. I'm supposed to put on.
On steroids.
I don't know. All right. I'll see you all. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you all.